Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the King of Awesomeness, and welcome to the very first episode. Alright, so this is just going to be a simple vlog explaining exactly what my channel is, what exactly I plan to be doing, just answering some of your basic questions that you might be having. So, first of all, why do I call myself the King of Awesomeness? It all started kind of as a joke way back in high school. It was kind of a... Think of it like a confidence boosting sort of thing. You know how like you kind of make up a special name for yourself, or your friends have a special nickname for you, and whether it's a joke or whether it's real, it really is kind of a confidence booster. Even if your friends give you some kind of really stupid nickname. Of course, that depends. You know, you may have those kinds of friends who are all like, oh, I don't know, give you something stupid like floppy bottle of water. I don't know. And that may have the opposite effect. And but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the kinds of situations where you have a nickname that kind of makes you feel important, makes you feel special, and that's the King of Awesomeness nickname. That's the way it's always been for me, because I've always tried to live up to that, and I've always tried to own up to who I am. And so that's kind of why I decided to call my channel the King of Awesomeness, is because I feel like that nickname symbolizes me very well. I own up to... Okay, got a little lag there. Sorry about that. I'm not exactly using the highest performance computer in the universe. I'm not Donald Trump. I didn't get a small loan of $1 million I didn't spend all that on getting some really fancy equipment. So, with that said, let's move on to the next question. I kind of have to read these questions off of like a list, so here's the list. My handwriting's so poor. So poor. Teachers in high school, I've already graduated, that's why I'm saying back in high school. I'm in college already, but anyways. Teachers in high school had a hard time reading my handwriting, particularly my physics teacher. I remember I would come up to him and I'd be like, "Okay, sir, I finished this this part of the test that says like you have to explain how you would solve this specific problem, or how this group of students does this to accomplish that," and you had to write like. You had to like explain the process of what they did and what tools they used to solve the problem. But this is why I wrote things down on a piece of paper. I get carried away. My mind goes blank on me often at times. Something that I should probably mention is that I'm autistic. I suffer from I don't suffer. I definitely am not suffering from it, but I'm on the high-functioning spectrum of autism, and what I have is called Asperger's syndrome, and yeah, that's pretty much it. You can go ahead and look it up yourself and figure out exactly what Asperger's syndrome is, and just do what you will with that knowledge. Then another thing I want to mention is who will be showing up in my videos. Mostly it'll just be me, but occasionally I might throw in like maybe my little parakeet who's up on my desk up here, so you can see my desk right here, or my dresser, sorry. But I have a little bitty parakeet. His name's Spot. He's the sweetest little bird. You'll hear him chirp and whistle at me time to time during videos, because whenever I talk, he like has to join in the conversation. It's delightful. And I also am living in. I'm also living among a family of 6. I have 5 younger siblings, and then 4. Sorry, I have 4 younger siblings, and then it's just my mother. My dad and mom divorced like a very long time ago, and so since then, mom's been the one that's been taking care of all 4 of us. Of course, I'm of coming age. Once I'm done with college, I'll actually be able to like. I'll be at that point where I won't actually have to be living with my mom anymore. I'm still thinking about whether or not I should do that, about whether or not I should like move out. But obviously, I don't want to rush out and like move out too soon, and then be like all those other people at my age who are like, oh no, life is so incredibly stressful right now. I can't afford college because I can barely afford my own apartment complex. No, what do I do? Oh no, life is terrible. You know. I know this. I know this from stories that I've had. Like I used to have a roommate who was living with me for some time. He was who actually convinced me to start a YouTube channel. Which brings me to my next question: what made me want to start doing a YouTube channel? And I just received a lot of support from friends and family. I'm a very entertaining person. At least I think I am. I don't know if you feel the same way, but I hope to prove. I have to. See that there it is again. I get a writer's block often at times. I'm not actually a writer. Well, I will be. I will be eventually, but right now I'm just your average bum who's living in his mom's house and living off of her payments for the house and okay, so what made me want to start a YouTube channel is just because I've had a lot of friends and family telling me that I'm just I'm a very spontaneous, very outgoing, friendly person, and that's the kind of personality that a lot of people like on YouTube, right? So I figured I'd go ahead and do it. I've been receiving a lot of support from friends and family, like I said, telling me, hey, you should do that. Then my next question, what kind of tools will I be using for my videos? So that's why I kind of have my monitor set up here. You can see that I have OBS, which is Open Broadcaster software, and it's been working okay. I tried to record a video of myself playing a game yesterday, but it wasn't working. Like OBS just I guess I didn't set up the settings quite right. I'm gonna have to play around with that a lot more before I can finally get it set up properly. But yeah. Also, what kind of times am I gonna be uploading my videos? I'm gonna try and keep it to about as close to 2:00 p.m. as possible. Today it's gonna be a little late for various reasons. That are, personal stuff going on in the house and blah blah blah. But back to the tools though. I have a Steam account which I'm going to be using quite often to download and play games. You can't. Why are you not able to see? Okay, that's weird that you're not. That's weird that Open Broadcaster software isn't letting you guys see. I don't know how I'm supposed to fix that problem. Wait, no, I know how. Edit, no, that's the wrong one. Monitor capture. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Okay, so down at the bottom of the screen I have Risk of Rain. That's going to be my very first game on this computer that I'm going to be playing. I'm going to try and juggle about 3 different games at a time, maybe 4, or possibly even more. Now, I'm going to try and keep it to about 1 video per day whenever possible. And of course, like the Bible says, rest on the Sabbath day, so I won't be uploading anything on every Saturday. And in honor of that tradition. And then what kinds of content do I make? Pretty much whatever I feel like making, whether it's a Let's Play or whether I feel like doing a podcast or like a I forget what they're called, collabs, or whether I feel like doing like really professional reviews of things, pretty much just whatever I feel like doing, including vlogs like what you're seeing right now, and that's pretty much all the basic material that I felt the need to cover. I would bring in my family and have them all appear, all their faces be shown, but unfortunately that's just they're off outside playing with their friends and stuff, and I don't want to go ruin things for them and make them come in here and present themselves on the channel. They'll appear in later videos, I promise. Another thing that I should probably mention is I came up with this quite a while back and thought that this would be a really good idea for YouTube. I know what a podcast is, but what I have is kind of similar to that. Only it's what I call it a game cast, and think of it more like a sports cast. How you have like one or two guys that are up there and they're all like, "Oh, he scored 2 points, da 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 da, touchdown!" Yeah, it's kind of like that. Only it's over games. So yeah, a podcast I'm aware is different enough that I'm able to make it its own original thing. And so basically the way it works is as many people as possible can either play a game locally or online, and they'll play just some game, any game really, whether it's on my TV over here, or whether it's like some other variation of Risk of Rain. That would be really cool. Get on that, the creators of Risk of Rain. Get on that. Not a multiplayer Risk of Rain. That would be really fun. I played my way into this just a little bit, so I already know all the basic mechanics of it. I suck at it, as you're going to see in the very next video, which I think I'll probably upload today just to get some content out there, especially since I'm not going to upload anything tomorrow. Let's see, what else do I want to talk about? I guess back to the tools. I'm not going to be using any of the you can see it right over there. I have some soundproofing material, but I'm not going to be using that, at least not yet. There are plans that there's going to be like a lot of cleaning going on in the house and things like that, because we're preparing for something special. I'm not allowed to mention it right now, so I'm not going to. So we're preparing for something big, but also there's also the possibility that me and my brother Lincoln, who currently share this massive room, which by the way used to be a garage, but it was remodeled into a bedroom, so that me and my brother can use it. But my 3 sisters are using the other 2 bedrooms, and my mom has the master bedroom. And eventually this is going to be switching around, so my brother and I will be staying in where 2 of my youngest sisters are currently staying, and then my 3 sisters are going to be staying in this room, and then my other sister's dark purple colored room, it looks like the perfect sort of room to do to set up like an office for the channel. So whenever that happens, I'll do a vlog on it, which by the way I think I'll do maybe once each week, maybe once every 2 weeks. It just depends on whether or not I have anything interesting to cover, anything interesting to talk about, whether or not, like, if there's something that's... Oh, I'm sorry, I just spit all over myself. Wow, I'm becoming like every other YouTuber and Let's Player already. Spitting all over the place. Back to what I was saying earlier, though. I will make a vlog maybe once every 1 or 2 weeks, depending on whether or not I have like anything on my mind that I really need to get out there. Like, I don't know, let's say maybe I'm dealing with greed. Sure, something random. Let's say I'm having like some serious like issues with greed, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like every time I see something that someone else has, I like really want to go to the store and buy one for myself. What do I do about that? I don't know. Basically, just whenever I feel like making a vlog, I'll make one. Once every 1 or 2 weeks. I'm going to limit it to that, because this is not a vlog channel. That's just not what I intend. I intend for this to be more like a community-based channel. I want to interact with each and every single one of you guys. Any single one of you guys subscribes and likes to my videos, I appreciate that very, very much. As well as any kind of feedback that you provide me, even if it's a little like insulting, I'll still take it into consideration, because it might be important. Of course, obviously, if you say something like, I don't know, what's something mean? Douchebag. If you like type in a comment, oh, you're a douchebag, and for no reason at all, like you don't even explain why you think I'm a douchebag, like I'm just gonna completely ignore that. But if you say something like, Jackson, I can't believe you were such an idiot in this last episode. You completely missed out on you completely missed out on like a really cool item that's really, really good. I'll at least take that into consideration. But obviously, if you throw out something stupid, I'm just gonna ignore you. Sorry. You won't get any attention from Senpai with comments like that. So, with that said, I guess that's all I can think of to discuss. I've already covered all the questions that I wrote down for myself, because I'm going to be semi-scripting these quite a lot, especially whenever I'm doing these vlogs, because I go off topic incredibly easily. And I do believe it's like, I think I do have at least some ADD in me. I'm not I can't really confirm anything on that, because I don't really know, but there's a friend of mine that I go to church. I'm a Christian, by the way. I go to the Westover Hills Church of Christ, which is way down here in Texas. Go Texas! Giga Maggies! Longhorns! Yeah! Rock out! There was a friend of mine who also has Asperger's syndrome, and he goes to that church. And he tells me that it's like it's confirmed that people who have Asperger's syndrome also have attention deficit disorder. We can't focus on anything for very long. We have a very short attention span, which is gonna really, really suck. But at least it's like I have found that it's actually useful whenever I'm playing a video game. Like if I'm in a very like heavily stressed situation, like how do I put this? Like if I was a soldier in the middle of a battle, I would be able to keep myself from focusing too hard on a single point for too long. I would know to keep my eyes out and like always be looking around. Does that make any sense? Like I would know how to keep myself from staring in the same direction for too long. I would know to look around. Of course, I know that probably already comes in with your soldier training, but that's just kind of I just feel like that comes naturally with having ADD. I think because like any kind of disability, no matter what you have, can turn into an ability. Like say if you're deaf, like that can actually be a very useful thing, because like that means like gunshots won't hurt your ears. Like if someone fires a gun, I'm sorry, I gotta oh man, sorry, I gotta drink some water. Good golly. Sorry about that. I've recovered from an illness, so my throat's dry a little easily, as well as I have like serious allergy problems, like from my cat and from like molds, certain kinds of trees and grass. So don't be too surprised if you ever hear me cough or sneeze in the middle of a video. I'll do my best to keep that from happening, as well as edit those things out, and of course take my allergy medicine before I record anything. So no. I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. So, one last thing I'm going to mention before I go out. I'm not going to ask you guys to like and subscribe to my videos. I know that I probably should do that because just because everyone else does it, I guess. But I never really saw the point. Like everybody who's on YouTube knows what it means to like and subscribe to a video. So if you weren't gonna do that, like, is what I'm saying making any sense? Like, I don't want to look like some kind of a beggar going around like asking you guys to give me stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I guess with that said, have a good one. Hope you liked it.